Take this job and shove it. I ain't working here no more. Everybody's working for the weekend. Taking care of business every day. Now it's wow, welcome to working week.
Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living.
Minimum wage. Yeah!
Another exciting adventure in radio and government channel TV, right, Bob? Yes.
You guys are pulling a Bob Zukowski arriving 30 seconds before you're on the air, but you do it.
Fashionably on time, I guess. Huh?
I guess always on time.
In the nick of time. So we're. So Bob, what's been going on this past month? You've retired from your full-time gig with us.
Yes, and looking forward to many more days of retirement. Today's what? Number 26.
Wow. And how is retirement so far?
It's excellent. Excellent.
I know your plan was to take the sailboat out, and with all
No.
we'll
We'll wait a little bit for the sailboat. There's probably 2 feet of ice still on the lake.
Not really going too fast with that, are you?
No.
So, we're excited that you're going to stay on as our producer extraordinaire. So thank you for that.
I like that extraordinaire.
Nobody could fill those shoes, I think. That's why.
Yeah.
So you can hear my voice. I've got a bit of a cold. Been battling a cold lately.
You know, I think I caught it from you.
You're blaming me. It's like going around everywhere. You're blaming me.
Some say that you were the carrier of the...
You
were coughing yesterday.
How do we know that you didn't use like a public water fountain type thing, and you like?
Well, I was drinking out of your cup after you left it on the table, so you left a couple sips of coffee.
You're using my spoons. It's just not a.
Yeah, I don't know how it happened.
We don't know how it happened, but at any rate, sorry to hear that. It is something you might want to get a handle on because it just kind of crept up on me. It's been like 2 weeks now. But what's
going to give you a good radio voice though?
It gives me an edge, right?
This is Jeff Turgeon.
Now that was a mocking. Jeff, hey, how's everyone doing out there?
Almost like Wolfman Jack.
Yeah, gravelly. I'm gonna have to do I'll narrate
a book series,
series or something. Yeah. So I think we're gonna have to put on hold too, due to my voice, our radio play we're gonna do.
We could tease it for next month.
We'll tease it. That's what we'll do.
Yeah.
We'll tease it. Well, we are here. We're joined by a special guest. We have Grace Duffy, the Youth Grow Program Coordinator for the Regional Environmental Council. Thanks for being on our show.
Yeah, happy to be here.
So let's start off just a brief. We can move that a little closer for you there.
This is my first
adjusting for those on the radio, just adjusting microphones here. So just tell us a little bit about maybe the Youth Grow program, just to kind of give a sense about your role as coordinator.
Sure. So Youth Grow is a program of the Regional Environmental Council, which is an environmental justice organization in Worcester. We've been around since the 1970s. But the Youth Grow program is a little younger. We're in our 12th year now. And it's a program we're loosely based off the Food Project in Origins, but we've really changed and grown and developed a lot to kind of meet the unique needs of Worcester. And so the program as it operates now, we're a urban agriculture-based youth employment and leadership program. We have 2 farm campuses in the Bell Hill and the Main South neighborhood with 30.
So these are like urban gardens.
Yeah, urban gardens. So we call them farms. Gardens, it's probably a little bit more accurate.
Farms, it's food. It's not flowers. So
exactly.
I think
so
that really, right?
Food, not flowers.
Food, not flowers.
The kids spend the summer learning about food systems, growing food. We sell it at our farmers markets, which are designed to serve low-income, underserved communities in Worcester, but they're also gaining job skills that will help them in the future.
That's great. I know it's a very highly regarded program, and a lot of people just rave about all that the young people are learning, and how we kind of interact regularly and get to know each other was through YouthWorks, which some of the placement sites, some of the placement for young people in the YouthWorks program are at Youth Grow. And again, we always get rave reviews. As a matter of fact, I think on the ComCorp came out and did a review of the program statewide. The Commonwealth Corporation, they issue a report, and on the cover was an REC, a Youth Grow participant, which was great to see.
We're very photogenic.
So so part of though it is a state-funded program. YouthWorks. It gives young people a chance to get experience, hands-on experience in a work site, in a work setting, paid through, subsidized by the state program. And I know that you've also, there's a lot of interest in young people in advocating for it and getting the word out about the benefits of the program. So you tell us a little bit about the event that you had. It was an event at the State House this past week. So maybe talk a little bit about that event. Very cool event.
Yeah, so last week we attended the Youth Jobs Rally, which is a statewide event focusing on drawing attention to the issue of youth employment and youth unemployment. So this rally has been happening since 2008, and it's organized by a statewide coalition called the Youth Jobs Coalition, which are community organizers, youth-serving agencies, and different advocates throughout the state who really believe the issue of youth employment is important and worth funding and worth keeping in the public eye. So we've participated as just attending the rally for the past 5 years, every year. But this year we had kind of a more exciting and involved role. That's
great. And we had, I think a couple busloads of young people go out this year.
Yeah, this year for the first time, Worcester was able to fill two school buses. So we had the most representation out of any city outside of Boston at the rally. I also think we were the loudest.
MC for the event was a young person, which is exciting enough, but it's a young person from, I think, your program, right?
Yes. So the MC for the event was a young man named Ralph Wea. He's a North High senior, and he's a junior staff of the Youth Grow program.
That's amazing to be up there in front of all those folks and confidently. Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm not even, super comfortable like presenting in front of a bunch of people. And to have a young person, what a great experience right there. And I know that the program does receive a lot of support from our local legislators, and it's a chance for them to see firsthand and hear firsthand about some of the benefits of the program.
Yeah, and it's a really great experience, too, for the youth who are able to attend, even those who aren't MCs or in leadership positions, because they get the opportunity at the end of the rally to go to the State House and to speak to the representatives, elected officials, and aides about these issues, which I think is helpful for the elected officials to hear it from the youth themselves, but it's also helpful for the young people to get some firsthand experience into the legislative process.
Yeah, and just seeing, for a lot of the young people, it's probably their first time at the State House. It's probably their first time meeting an elected official, or at least in their office, and kind of seeing kind of how the process works. And so, for them, it's a great learning experience as well. So what a great event that you guys. I know you did a lot of work this year, especially to put it on. So we do appreciate that. How's everything else going at Youth Grow? And I know we have some year-round students that are part of the a couple that are part of the program, right?
Things are going really well. We're entering our busy hiring season. So this is the time of year when we hire youth in our program who've participated for 1 year to take on leadership roles and other staff roles in the program. And we also recruit alumni to hire as additional adult staff in the summer. But this year, as Jeff mentioned, we've been able to provide more opportunities to alumni through the year-round YouthWorks program, which is a new thing for us this year.
Yeah.
It's 8 weeks with some really intensive support and career development. Some of the alumni are working at our organization, and then some of them we've been able to refer to get placement at private sector jobs.
Yeah.
But it's a really great connection for those older youth who are looking for jobs that are going to transition into a long-term full-time employment and not just a summer job.
Now, it's a urban farming program. Is there a lot to do in the winter? Do you have a greenhouse, or what's...
There is. We get that question a lot. So we use the greenhouse at Holy Cross College.
Wow.
They let us use that. And so we not only are growing seedlings for our 2 sites, but we provide seedlings for all 60 gardens in the community garden network we support, which we provide free. And then we sell seedlings as an income generating tool. So last year we grew over 10,000 seedlings, and those are grown by
what kind of peppers? You got any peppers?
Yeah, we
I was gonna say tomatoes. What do we grow?
So we have leeks and onions, and I think cabbage started in the greenhouse now. Just a few things, and then we'll start them staggered based on how long things take to germinate to be ready for our plant sale, which is Saturday, May 16th. You should all come.
Saturday, May 16th. So that's the public seedling sale.
Yes.
And where is that?
It's at the Oread Farm, which is one of the Youth Grow farm sites. It's right down the end of Oread Street off of Main, near the YMCA in our office.
Well, that's great. Again, thank you for being here and taking the time to tell us about the event. Sean, you have something?
We've got a game. If we could
Oh, we're gonna do a game. What's
we'll
We'll do that.
switch the microphones over. So as a tradition with all our guests, we do a little game. Jeff gives out the prizes, so you have to hound him down if you win. We do a celebrity first job game. So a lot of celebrities now, they're in the public eye, but they started somewhere and they started with a first job, sometimes a weird one. So we've got Johnny Depp. Are you familiar with Johnny?
I am.
Yeah, big fan?
Yeah, medium.
Yeah, all right. So what did Johnny Depp start his job with? I'll give you 3 choices and then you can pick one.
Okay.
Did he start selling pens over the phone? So like a phone pen salesman.
All right.
Ballpoint, fountain, all the classic styles.
I chime in. I'm not sure anyone can. So I imagine he's making the phone call and he's like, "Hey, you need to buy a pen. Let me tell you the number to write down this number to go and buy the pen." I don't have a pen.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Okay.
Was he making jewelry to sell at craft fairs?
Okay.
Was he a paint mixer at a local hardware store? So there's 3 choices there. Again, we've got selling a pen salesman over the phone, making jewelry to sell at craft fairs, or a paint mixer at a hardware store.
Okay. Well, the jewelry one sounds likely just because of his stuff with Pirates of the Caribbean,
Right.
but I think I'm going to go with pens just because it's so ridiculous.
You are right. You are right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Woo!
Started out as a-
Specifically pens.
It's an interesting job, I think. Like you said, the whole phone element is very strange, unless it's to maybe like a big account.
Is my prize a pen?
I want to know what the
If you're lucky.
Well, we do have a prize we're going to have to ship out to you. We don't have it here for security purposes. We can't have it here in the studio.
Briefcase full of money.
Yeah, that's a mug. But we'll get it to you. We'll get it to you. So thank you
Yeah,
again for being
nice
on the show and for taking the time to talk to us about it. It was a great event, and so I know it also generated a lot of positive publicity as well, which is great for youth development in general and the Youth Works program. So
Actually, speaking of first jobs, I'm always interested. What was your first job?
Well, I did the usual babysitting, mother's helper stuff, but my first real job was at the Bean Counter Coffee Bar and Bakery on Highland Street, and I kept it through college. So I actually worked there, I think, for 7 years.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's good.
it's like the barista.
Yeah.
The barista, yeah.
Well, thank you again.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me.
We're going to shift the microphones again.
Thanks, Grace.
You're welcome to hang out, Grace, and watch the magic unfold here.
Get a lot of industrial noises when you move the mixer.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Exactly.
Let's settle down now.
So why don't we do this teaser right now? So we're going in a future episode. We're gonna have a new feature coming on, like a radio play. Remember the old time, Bob, the old time radio shows. You know what I'm talking, like the mystery shows, like only the shadow knows, right?
Yes.
So
Get a
we're
big
gonna
piece of metal that we can make thunder with.
perfect. Exactly. So we're not quite ready to do it this month, to debut it this month. We're still working with script writers and powers that be. But we are going to be debuting this soon. It's going to be like we're going to act out some work-related workforce and job development, job search type things, common scenarios.
The Working Lunch Players Guild.
Yes. We're in negotiations with them as we speak.
Oh,
Yes, that's the theme song I think we've identified for it.
that's nice.
Oh,
We're losing it.
well, we didn't pay the royalty yet, so it's that's okay, Bob. We've teased it enough, I think.
Yeah, so make sure to tune in next month.
Next month for that. Playhouse, Working Lunch Playhouse presents. But speaking of youth development, job training programs, we do have another guest here.
Yeah.
So why don't we bring him on right now?
Okay.
Isidore
From the Fieldstone School there.
from the Fieldstone.
We do good.
Isidore Nosike, did I say? Am I pronouncing it right?
Can you call back, please?
Excellent, excellent. So I'm gonna give you this mic here.
Service. But that
And-
one was
and- I know Sean had a chance to come out and see your program, and Jessica as well behind the camera here.
So we came out recently to the Fieldstone School at their new location in Worcester. You guys are in Madison
yeah,
place?
we're at 90 Madison
Suite 200.
And what a beautiful facility they have there. They have classrooms, they have labs in there. They even have a room set up that mirrors like a room you'd have at a nursing home or a hospital. So they've got the call button in there, they've got the bed laid out, the curtain, everything in
Like
there.
mannequins? You have like mannequins
Yeah,
that are there to act as
we,
patients?
we do not have the big mannequins. We have mini mannequins, but most of the students we use for the
I can see Jeff getting something tickled him there with mini mannequins. You're smiling. Did you have a comment? Or?
No, I'm just picturing it in my mind, having these small.
No, most of those ones we use to do, like if we're going to have a CPR training, so that you.
So just to give people maybe a better frame of reference, that's the building, the same building, a different part of the building that house.
Social Security.
It's like Ping's Garden is famous over there.
Yes.
Back in the day, and Social Security office is
Yeah,
over
actually
there,
we're on
so-
the same level as Social Security.
So
And they're Fieldstone is one of the premier healthcare training facilities in the city. So you do phlebotomy,
Yeah.
CNA training.
Yeah, we do phlebotomy, EKG, or they call it electrocardiography, and the CNA, we combine it with home health training as well. So most people that take the training have dual certificates, which they can use to work anywhere they want to work. It's interesting because what happens is most of the people that do take the training can work in the hospital, they can work in the nursing homes, they can work as home health aides in the home health agencies, and anywhere they feel like working. One good thing is that our training program is good, and we pride ourselves as one of the best.
Absolutely. And so the
well,
different
and your program is highly regarded as one of the best training programs in the region. So I
Yes.
give you kudos for that, and that comes
Thank you
from
very much.
I guess the where the rubber meets the road on that is with the employers and how they feel about your training programs, and they're the ones that I think are really expressing.
Yes, the employers, one good thing is that the employers do, whenever we have our graduations, they call to come in to recruit from the school. So we're one of the schools that they do that. And our students like it because they can choose who to work for.
Yeah, they have some options.
Yeah.
And the other thing about your employer partnerships is you have they go through an internship, or is it called clinical? Or?
Yeah, they go through clinical. We have our clinical site at Holy Trinity Nursing and Rehab Center.
And do all the different programs go through that? Like with phlebotomy, EKG, CNA, they all do that clinical?
Yeah, phlebotomy goes through a 3 weeks internship at
3 weeks, wow.
Yeah, at Reliant Medical Group clinics scattered all over.
And when somebody comes in for training, do they choose which training they want to go to? Are they different lengths? How does somebody come in and?
Yeah, they most times people will come without any training in mind. They just want to investigate. So sit down with them, educate them on what
the different
each
ones
training,
are, right?
entails, and what they can get out of it, and the duration.
Yeah.
So most times, if you don't have any training in the healthcare, we advise them to start with the CNA, that's the home health nurse aid training. Then after that, they could go into the phlebotomy EKG.
So some of these can build on each other if they want to just
Yes.
start out, and then if they start working and they like it, they can continue with that, or they can continue with training.
Exactly, yeah. So because when they work as a nurse aide or home health aide, they have the money now, they can go to school and pay. Yeah, so that's what makes it important for them because they keep their jobs. And the EKG phlebotomy training is Monday, Wednesday, Fridays from 9 to 2. And that is how they can, they schedule the hours for that.
So with that schedule like that, they can still work or something on the side if they want to keep money
Yes,
coming
that
in.
is how it's designed.
Yeah.
So that people can still work and go to school.
Is there a particular set of skills or a background that goes well with any of these trainings, or can anybody come up?
Anybody can, as long as you have a high school diploma and you can read and write. Like the EKG and phlebotomy, that is a higher level, you need to be able to know some medical terms before you get in. So that's why we advise them to do CNA first, so that they'll get into the swing of healthcare.
So the CNA covers the terminology and some of
Exactly,
that basic stuff that they
Basic
need to
stuff,
go to the
so,
other ones.
Yeah. The CNA covers most of the things that you need to know to get into the healthcare and then grow from there. So most CNAs go to become nurses. Doctors, even, I've seen a lot of them that come to do the training and use it to go to medical schools, which because it's important for them to know the rudiments of healthcare, because that is where it starts.
And I'm interested in the clinical piece. So that's the actual hands-on. So they must have somebody from the hospital or the different employers that you're at that kind of guides the students and lets them.
Yeah, we have the instructor that goes with them. The instructor also have help from the clinical place, employees from the clinical place. Like you have CNAs that are really good, then some nurses that are, that they go around with to learn the ropes. That's why they have to be there for 1 week to make sure that they learn the ropes.
Yeah, and to make sure they like it, right? I'm sure you have sometimes students go through and they say, this hands-on part is not for me.
Yeah, exactly. What happens is that the first day is always difficult for them because they don't know what they are going to see.
Yeah.
So when they get there, they're afraid of touching, doing anything. But after the first day, they become, they jump into it. And on the last day, they are crying because they don't want to leave their residence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Because they make the bond, and then it becomes a difficult thing to leave. And Holy Trinity is good for, with us because they employ majority of our students. Yeah, I would say 90% of the people that work for them as CNAs are our students, old students.
And you have some students who go through the training, and at the end they've said that hands-on piece isn't what they want. They want to work in a different part of healthcare. And I know you had mentioned when Jessica and I went to the
yes. Most people, when they go into the healthcare first, either for the money, and then develop the interest eventually. Some of them do not develop the interest. What they do is they want to work in the healthcare, but in a different field of healthcare. So they are we worked with Anna Maria to see what they can do about that. So they now developed a program called BSc in Health and Community Services. So what that does is you do not do hands-on, but you work with individuals, patients, and all that about social issues and all that. Medical issues.
What are some jobs that they can use this training and then apply it to this bachelor's program from Anna Maria? What are some of those types of jobs that are not on the hands-on side of healthcare?
Yeah, there are a lot of people that do not have advocates, health advocates. Individuals, let's just say an old woman that does not have a relative around, but needs some medical, explanations. So those people are people that could go to their houses, tell them exactly what they could get from healthcare, the insurance, and all that. So, and they just hold their hand till they get through the maze of healthcare.
Plus, they have that hands-on, hands-on piece, so they have that knowledge of what actually happens when they're.
Exactly. When they do that, also, it doesn't mean that they will not have a hands-on experience. They also go on, to the field as practical, to see what goes on. For instance, if you're taking care of somebody and that person is becomes sick immediately, so you need to jump in and help the person out. So they should have some elements of hands-on.
And for people that are listening that want to get, or watching that want to get involved or sign up for the training, what is there an enrollment period? Can people just walk in the door? What's the process?
Yeah, we have I would say open enrollment. You can come any day and enroll, but we have classes that we schedule. For instance, our CNA morning classes are for 1 month for those that are coming from outside. But for the HIP, that is the one that Jeff, you and Jeff graciously help us to run. That one is for 2.5 months. And after that, also, we have a follow-up period of 1 year. So those students or graduates are with us for, I would say, 14 months. But for outsiders, they come in, roll, and then go through the program. Morning programs are for 7:30 to 2:30 in the morning, to 2:30 in the afternoon for 1 month, Monday through Friday. Then the afternoon classes are from 5 to 10, and that one is Monday through Thursday for 6 weeks.
And is there any sort of wait list or?
Yeah, like
There's a
now
bit
I
of a-
have people scheduling for September, so April classes.
Great,
Yeah.
great. Well, Lucy, thank you for giving us a couple minutes of your time. We appreciate it. We did
Thank
great
you.
work over there, and it was great to tour the facility with Jessica and see everything that's going on there. Cause
Yeah, great to hear about all the work. Like I said, we certainly
Thank you
hear
very
it
much.
from employers and from program graduates. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Jeff, do we have time for a quick game with Izzy, or?
Let's go for it.
Yeah,
Let's
all
go
right.
for it. That's
So
tradition.
I don't know if you heard with Grace, we do, as a tradition, we do a name the first job of the celebrity. So
Okay.
today we've got Gwen Stefani. Have you?
Well,
Familiar with Gwen
yeah,
Stefani?
yeah, no doubt.
No doubt.
No doubt. That's right.
There
That's
you
right.
go.
That's right. So
I watched her when she came to the Centrum when I used to work at the
Oh,
Centrum.
so you're a real fan then. Okay. All right.
No,
Well, this should be easy for you then.
I didn't know. Okay, go ahead.
So for Gwen's first job, was she a Dairy Queen worker? Was she a carpet cleaner? Or was she a candle maker? So again, we have Dairy Queen worker, carpet cleaner, or candle maker. You got to picture Gwen doing
very-
these
Yeah,
jobs, right?
very-
yeah, it doesn't matter. But she is a fist, some. I would say a carpet cleaner.
Ah, that is incorrect.
Oh.
She was actually a Dairy Queen worker.
Ooh.
And actually, you mentioned No Doubt.
Yeah.
The rest of the band were actually Dairy Queen workers
Dairy
as well,
Queen,
and that's
so-
where they started the band No Doubt.
Ah.
Oh, okay.
Does the name correspond with anything that they would, No doubt doesn't have
people
anything
used
to
to
do
come
with.
in, order ice cream,
Because
and
the
they'd
brother
say, "You
was
want
a
ice
brother.
cream?" And they say, "No Doubt."
Exactly. Isidore, thank you again.
Thank
Great
you
to
very
see
much.
you.
Okay.
Best of luck with the remainder of
Thank
your
you.
sessions with the students over there. From the
All right,
Fieldstone
good to
School.
see Bob again. Jessica, thank you for coming the other day. All right.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Izzy.
Sean.
Hello, this is Bob Zakowski, and I'm inviting you to join me on Saturday and Sunday afternoons for Polka Party from 2 to 4, right here on WCUW Worcester.
All right, well, Bob, it was great to see Isidore and hear about all the great work he's doing with young people. We
Yeah.
also want to chat right now about another program we're doing with young people. Grace had mentioned the YouthWorks program and the fact that we've got a program going for young people here during the spring, the winter and spring, for YouthWorks, where it includes work readiness training, followed by 7 weeks of subsidized hands-on work experience in the workplace setting. And so we're trying something very new this time. Very new. Sean, can you...
It's
Can
new.
you say it's new for the work readiness training? So the state has actually developed a curriculum, a 20-hour curriculum called Signaling Success, which goes over a lot of the basics of work readiness skills. And what we were able to do is take that nucleus and really kind of match it with another approach to job training and readiness training that we had learned about from a company down in Australia, of all places. So we have with us today Maria Smith, who's the founder and CEO of Bounce Consulting and the Bounce Work Readiness Training Program. And we're piloting it here in Worcester with the YouthWorks program. And we're the first community in the U.S. to be doing Bounce USA. So welcome to the show, Maria.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And so I know it's run a little bit different in Australia, but can you just tell us, maybe give us a flavor for what the Bounce approach is to work readiness training?
Yeah, sure. Look, it really is about the engagement and looking at the life skills or the soft skills that actually it's that chunk to get people the job they want, but to sustain that job. And a lot of times in job readiness training, it may be the technical side, the resume, the cover letter, and there might be interview tips. But we like to look underneath all of that and look at what's driving that person to make the choices they're making, and perhaps, getting their values aligned to where they want to work, and looking at their belief systems, and just really looking at the career that they want to create. And we call that career gearing. So our approach is holistic. And we look at all the job readiness, employability skills, and then we look underneath that actually creates a model where people are getting employed and staying employed.
Great. And so we ran our first wave, if you will. The first batch had gone through last week, and unfortunately, due to snow and the holiday, we kind of had to cut it down from what we had hoped to be a 5-day program, and with the weather and everything, down to 3.5 days. But it was still amazing to see kind of the results that we had gotten on this work readiness and this approach to it. So, Bob, I think you have a tape of, we did some interviews for that. I want to run just the first clip. This is with Andrea Best, one of the trainers brought over from Australia, who helped train our staff locally on delivering this program. So we're going to go with that interview right now. Okay, we're here with Andrea Best from the Bounce program, all the way up here in Massachusetts from Australia. You came up to help train the trainers and to deliver the initial launch of the program.
Yes.
Welcome to the Working Lunch.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about the Bounce approach to to work readiness training, and how how it kind of works.
Okay, sure. So how it works is that we have a group of people come in, and in this case, youth. They come in really not sure about what it's all about, not really sure where they're going in life in general with career. We come in and we build what we call the Bounce rapport, and they learn how to build rapport with each other. From there on in, they are open-minded, they're flexible, and they're very open to really great positive suggestions. Then we head down to work out what their values are. Do they know what values are? The values are clearly the driver of, the decisions that they make in their life. And it was just incredible. Once they identified those values, the rest just fell into place.
Yeah, it sounds like they were describing it as both on camera and off, as a life-changing experience. And you're only with them 4 days, which is, a really short amount of 3.5 with the snow that happened this week. You're right. So, so tell us a little bit about your background and how you became involved with Bounce.
Okay, how I came, Bounce, I guess we attract everything that comes to us, don't we? Maria, when I was just chatting one day.
That's the program's founder, Maria Smith.
Yes, Maria Smith, who founded Bounce and has put this amazing content together. She just saw an opportunity where she felt that I would have a lot to offer with my people skills and rapport building skills. My background is corporate, so I come from management within a corporate architectural business. Yeah. So rapport building and business is my background.
So how did working with young people here in America compare to working with, I know you work with a variety of people in Australia, but comparing maybe youth to youth, how did the two kind of groups compare?
What we found in America is that they are really looking for opportunity. They are really open to possibility. They don't like where they're sitting right now. They've already identified it. They just don't have the tools on how to get out of there.
Sure.
And how to find that dream, how to reach that career, that they may not even know what that career is.
Yeah.
The difference is in Australia, clearly they get a lot more given to them from the government.
To be really honest. More like...
Yeah, monetary wise. The desperation probably isn't there as much. And in this room and within this group, every single person in this group was looking for change. And do you know what? It's just incredible that this program, Maria, the content in this program is just fail-safe. It is just cannot fail.
Yeah.
Every single person in this room was moved, had shifted and transformed in some way or another.
That's great.
And visibly.
And that's the struggle I think we have is that, in a short-term program like YouthWorks, we're trying to help them shift to have the most success possible in a short amount of time. So to have a program like Bounce, and that's why we're so excited to have Bounce here in the city. A little bit more on a personal level, how have you found Worcester compared to, now you left, it was about 100 degrees back home, and you come up here to
I was in
Snowstorm.
Bathers the day before I
By
left,
the
swimming.
we're taping this on the 21st of February, and
Yeah.
through the magic of television, and radio, it's going to be on later in the month. But it's been a heck of a week for you with snowstorms and.
It has been, and we've acclimatised, and we're walking to work day and night, back home again, and have loved every second. So
Oh,
thank
that's
you,
great.
Worcester.
So not a lot of snow back home either,
Yeah.
too.
Oh no, up in the mountains, yes. But I have to say that the guys in here and the other trainers thought that we were mad. We were out skipping in the snow, thinking it was just wonderful. And look at me now, no thermals.
Look at
They're
that.
gone.
Well, thanks for taking a few minutes to talk to
Thank
us
you,
about the
Jeff.
Bounce program
Thank you
again.
for
We're
the
so
opportunity.
excited. Yeah.
It was seriously there is. I
Well, that was a
have
great
research
interview
programs.
with your trainer, Andrea
Yes.
Best.
Yep.
Right? Oh, are we
She's
back
still
now?
going.
Yeah.
Single person in the room.
So, and that's your trainer. Boy, what an amazing job she does, huh?
Yes. Yeah. Look, Sharon and Andrew have been incredible, and they're amazing trainers. I wouldn't have brought them out if they weren't. So it's been great. They have loved the experience, and they've been moved and inspired. And it's great to see your trainers now delivering, and the girls are mentoring the trainers now and
Exactly.
seeing the same results.
Speaking of which, so one of our local trainers that have been trained by Andrea and Sharon is Roy Lucas from the Career Center. So I think we have an interview now with Roy that Bob, are you able to cue that up? And again, it's following the week-long training that he had as a trainer. So
We're here with Roy Lucas, who's one of the bounce instructors, one of our new local bounce instructors. Roy, tell us a little bit about the program and how it differs from other work readiness programs from your perspective.
From my perspective, Jeff, first of all, thank you for allowing me to be a participant. I felt like not only did the young people get so much out of this program, but I found myself totally engaged, and I felt like it was a blessing for me. I got a lot out of it.
Great. It seems like I talked to the young people that were here, and both on camera and off camera. A lot of them, even in 4 days, got just an incredible amount of learning. In those 4 days about themselves and about who they are and about how they can move forward in life. So how do you think it's going to help prepare young people versus some of the other programs that we've done? I mean, you've been around youth, workforce development for years.
Yes.
How is this different?
I think
how is it going to help prepare them in ways maybe different from some of the other programs?
definitely. I believe that young people are now empowered with possibilities. It's a lot of transferable skills, a lot of transition, a lot of transformation. Most programs will talk about what do you do to potentially get a job. This program,
Kind of like the ABC, like a checklist
the
approach kind of thing,
ABC,
yeah.
and the hard skills. This program, and I'm really hesitant to call it a program because I think it's a lifestyle. This program lifestyle being talks really about who you are first.
Yeah.
And
It's almost an
making a
approach
choice. It's
to
a
the material
it's
more
a
than just the
choice.
material.
It's a
Yeah.
choice, and you get the chance to make the choice versus somebody else making that choice for you. What I mean by that, they talk about something called cause and effects. Are you going to be? Most people are affected, and they talk about what other people have done to prevent them from getting a job or maybe finishing school or whatever it may be. And 95% of the population are talking about, these effects. The cause people are actually the ones that make it happen. And they teach young people how to make it happen.
That's great.
And so we saw young people this week that were coming in and wondering why they were here, wearing hoodies, wearing hats, to a group of, with truly high attendance, by the way, coming in and owning up to everything they were going to learn, hats off, hoodies off, and you saw smiles and you saw rapport. There's a big thing about rapport that they talk about, how to really become in rapport with another individual. Who are you? And when you're answering that question, you realize that you're worth it. And then they talk about values and they talk about integrity. integrity is a big word. You know, most people will think about things like, I'll do it for you. But most people are not
Almost
really.
like a compliance.
Yeah,
approach
compliance.
versus
Yeah, I'll do it for you. But most people are not
self-motivation.
have integrity with themselves. So that because they have some values, and so we found that as I was observing and as I was actually participating myself, I saw young people that were saying, you know what? Yeah, you know what? I grew up in a certain part of town, but I can change this.
Yeah.
No one, because I grew up on a
I got
certain
that
side.
sense of talk,
Yes.
talking to people.
Right.
Well, it sounds like an exciting program. It sounds like you're also excited to be a part of the program,
definitely.
and the plan is for you now to, as you're getting trained, to start leading some of the classes here locally. And as you know, we're very excited to be bringing. I'm glad to hear it's launched so successfully. So thank you for taking the time to share your experience with us, and best of luck in moving forward with it and implementing it with the rest of the program and beyond.
Definitely.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Excellent. So we're back, and as you heard, it's been a great launch thus far. The first week went really smooth. They're in their second week now. We did probably most exciting is that we also interviewed a few of the participants that are out there. So, Bob, if we could go to the third cut, that's an interview with some of the students that were the young people that were in the program last week. All right, so we're here with some of the Bounce participants. If we could just go around real quick and just say your first names.
Hi, my name is Sabatina.
My name is Amanda.
And hi, I'm Edwin.
So what did you guys think about the program?
Go ahead, Sabatina, you can start us off.
Okay, overall the program was great. I got to know myself as a person, and I got to know my failures and my obstacles that I do go through in life. But I learned to turn that into a positive way. So it was a great program.
Cool.
I was able to learn a lot about what I wanted and what I didn't want in relationships in life and in my career or job, temporary job. And I was really excited about taking everything that I've learned here, taking it home. And I feel like Bounce is something that everyone should participate in at some point.
How about you, sir?
Well, I mean, Bounce caught me completely off guard. And
Bounced up on you, huh?
Yeah. And it didn't only bounce up on me, but it bounced me up too, because it changed my life completely on the way that I looked at life and just how I felt about myself on a daily basis. And now that I have gone through this program, I realized how much I was actually causing my own stress and how much I was putting myself down because I didn't feel good enough. I didn't have the confidence, or I just couldn't get a grip of my emotions, period.
Yeah.
And now I just feel like a totally new person. I feel like I really had a life-changing experience.
Oh, that's great. Now, you guys have been to probably other programs before. If you've been in YouthWorks, you've gone through some different job training programs. What's different about Bounce compared to some of the other programs that you've done?
In my experience, Bounce was the way that it was structured, and they were so upbeat and passionate about it, that really made a difference. And the fact that they said that they learn something new every time that they do this training was really it engaged me to want to really participate, so that way I could benefit as much as they said that we would. So they just really got us excited about it before we even began. That was really.
And I mean, it's amazing too, because before I came here, I wasn't really one to share my feelings. And I mean, from the first day, I've probably been the most open person here. And it just showed me something from the first day, that it's really here to help me, and it's my choice whether it helps me or not.
Sure.
So,
I mean, would you guys recommend this program to others?
Everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think my whole family needs a bounce.
Seriously?
My whole family needs a bounce.
Now, do you think you're better? Your next step is to go into a work experience. Do you think you're better prepared for that?
Of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also another way to see yourself in a different world, because you're so used to your failures. You're so used to the bad things around you. So now that now that we have been a part of Bounce, it's another way for us to it's another way of a nice opener.
Yeah, great. Well, thanks for your time. Anything else that you want to add in as we kind of wrap up here? Or? Sounds like you guys all had a great experience with it.
Definitely. glad to hear that Bounce is in the U.S.
Yes, I mean,
Well, I like that slogan. Get your bounce on. We'll have to-
and it's one thing to be ready for a job physically. You know, your body could take it. Your body could wake up. You're gonna make it, but it's to be there mentally too, because you could be at a job, but you'll be so zoned out, you're slacking, or you're not doing what you're really supposed to do, and it just feels good to have everything ready, and you know, you're gonna go into this job and really progress.
Well, thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us about bounce.
Wow, just incredible. I can
Yeah.
see you smiling.
Yes,
and
yeah.
overcome with
I'm
emotion.
moved and
It's just-
inspired. I haven't heard those. So
Yeah,
that's great.
It really speaks for themselves.
Yeah.
And I haven't gone to the training myself, but I've seen the trainers get trained in it,
Yeah.
and then this cohort go through. And it's just after it, I feel like I'm not in on this secret. Everybody's just like, it changed my life. You got to go through it, and it's just incredible. So
Yeah, it's pretty exciting to be on the other side of the world and know that we have the same impact that we have in Australia.
Yeah.
And that it's totally transferable, which is, and it's beautiful to hear the stories. Like that's for me, that's what it's about. That's what got me where I am now, is the inspiration in inspiring lives. And that's the moment when I go, that is worth it. That's
Yeah.
worth a 30-hour flight to this side of the world.
Yeah, and it's easy to see your passion too,
Yeah.
and how much you believe in this program, and just hearing from the youth themselves. I mean, I think they all walked in and they were all kind of closed off, and now they're eager to share their experience. So it's just
they're incredible human beings, and already in there, I'm like, there's some great bounce trainers inside that room, just from how they've transformed.
And some great slogans in there. I heard them say, "The bounce bounced me up." And,
Yeah, I love it.
My family needs to get bounced.
I
and
love that.
The whole thing.
Yeah,
So
that's awesome.
Anything for new retirees?
You know, we actually run the program from 16 to 65-year-olds. So we, and even older. And it runs across the board. So we do a lot of work with youth, and this is why it's had an impact. So it's great.
Well, that's great to hear. So, well, it wouldn't be a traditional interview here on the Working Lunch without a game. So, again, we have the same game lined up, the first job of a celebrity. And we had Melissa McCarthy, but Maria, you had never heard of her. From
No.
Bridesmaids.
How about the Gibbs brothers?
I don't know who that is.
Oh, the Bee Gees.
The Bee Gees.
Yeah, the Bee Gees. Yes.
You don't know the Bee Gees? The Gibbs brothers?
I know the Bee Gees. I just didn't know their names.
That's right. Yeah.
So we've switched it, last minute switch. It's actually one we've used before. So listeners out there might already know the answer.
Okay.
We're going with Brad Pitt, which Maria, you've assured me that you know who Brad
I
is.
definitely know Brad Pitt. Who doesn't know Brad Pitt?
Favorite movie, Brad Pitt movie, or?
A River Runs Through It. I thought it was
excellent,
great.
excellent
Yeah.
film, excellent film. As a fly fisherman.
Yes, yes.
So was Brad Pitt, for his first job, was he a mortician's assistant? So the funeral home director, he'd be helping out with parking cars and setting up
And
the
other
funeral.
things.
Other things,
Yes.
other unmentionable things, right? Was he a chicken mascot for a local food chain? Or was he a window washer?
Oh, see, I want to say chicken, the mascot, but I reckon he might have been the window washer, but I'm going to go with the mascot.
That's what it is.
It is,
That's
okay,
correct. So we'll
right.
have to have Jeff mail you the mug.
Right. Am I going to prize?
Yeah, you got to track Jeff
great.
down. We'll have
Okay,
a nice coffee mug for you.
Thanks, Jeff.
So thanks again, Maria, for joining
Thank
us
you.
all the way from Australia.
Yeah.
I hope you're enjoying your time here
I
in
love
the
it.
States.
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this your first time here? Or?
No, this is about the 5th trip here to Massachusetts.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. I'm a local now. I even say Worcester.
Ah, there you
Yeah.
go. There you go.
That's right.
Well, thanks again
Thank
for
you
joining
very
us. I know
much.
you
This
gotta
has been
run.
great.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thanks, Maria.
Thanks, Maria.
So, Bob, we've Jeff's left us. It's just you and I running the ship now.
Oh, he doesn't know what he's in for.
That's right. So our next segment we do from time to time is the mailbag segment, where we have listeners write in a question and we track down an answer for them.
And we don't have the sound bite for that.
Yeah, Jeff went away with that too, I guess.
Can't trust the guy.
So this month we have somebody out your way, Bob. Maybe you know him, Roger from Spencer.
Oh, from Spencer?
You know any Rogers from Spencer?
Oh, no. I don't.
Well, Roger writes, "Hey, Working Lunch crew, I am currently on unemployment and getting ready to file my taxes. Is there any sort of information that the state should send me to report that I am on unemployment?" So this is timely. Have you done your taxes yet, Bob?
April 14th.
There you go. So the answer to Roger's question is yes. There's a 1099-G form, and that should be sent to you from the state. And if you haven't received it, you can call the customer service line, which is 877-626-68 So again, that's 877-626-6800. And they can get you that 1099-G form. So excellent question. Thanks again, Roger. And if any listeners out there have any other questions, you can always email them to us at theworkinglunch@wcuw.org. We're always looking for some good questions. So
Sure.
Thanks again, Roger.
Sounds good, Roger, from Spencer.
Our next guest is a very special guest. Coming from behind the camera is Jessica Jacques from the city's Cable Services Department. Jessica.
Hey, Jess.
So Jessica has the pleasure of coming here once a month to film us and then edit us and
do a lot of editing and cleaning up and
making
editing.
us look
and
good, sound good, right?
Making you guys look good. Yep. And they need it.
So we have this. We're getting you to step in front of the camera because you've recently been nominated for an award, the Thomas Green Award.
Yes, I have the Thomas S. Green Award for Public Service from the Research Bureau.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Want me to tell you a little bit about Thomas Green?
I would love that.
Okay. So.
We got a little cheat sheet.
I got a little cheat sheet, but you didn't have to tell everybody, sure. All right. Well, Thomas Green worked at the Norton Company. And he did a lot for the city back in the 80s. No, he died in 87. I'm sorry.
Prior to that,
he did a lot for the city. He was on many boards. So even though he didn't work in public service, he gave of himself to many boards and commissions. The Civic Center Commission. He was the director of the Worcester Public Library and a member of the advisory committee to the Worcester Selective Service Board. Which I don't actually know what that is. Bob, do you know what the Selective Service Board is?
That was back in the day when there was a draft.
That's what I
Selective
thought.
service. And the individuals who, at one point, they were not a volunteer, especially during the Vietnam era.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, all right.
So this award sounds like quite the honor. And
I don't know why they gave it to me.
Well, that's what I was just about to pull out. So we say service to the city. I mean, one of your major duties is here at the Working Lunch to get this going. But can you tell us about what else you do for the city?
Well, so the award, I'm reading the criteria for the award. And the criteria is exceptional competence and efficient handling of all assigned responsibilities. Which
check.
I hope I do.
Double check.
Right? Willing performance of tasks above and beyond the call of duty.
100%.
Spending time with Jeff and Sean and Bob
That's
is above the call of duty. Friendly, helpful, and cooperative attitude toward the public and fellow employees. Distinguished from him or herself from other employees, and volunteer service. So that's why I won. How about all that?
Easy to see why you'd win that award.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
You know, when I come to work, I just do what's expected of me. And I think I expect more from myself than anybody else in the room, even more than my boss. Those are high standards that I set for myself.
For yourself, yeah.
Yes. So it's good to see that, it translates out into the world and people know that, I'm working at 110%.
Well, it definitely comes across in your work, and I know especially the Working Lunch show, but you're also working on some other projects that can be seen on Channel 12.
I am. Let's think about what I'm working on. We do a show.
I was going to say, well, there's the council meetings that you tape all of those.
Yep.
And then there's also the show that you guys produce.
We do Worcester in Focus and Made in Worcester. Right now, Made in Worcester is the one we're working on. So we go to businesses in the city, and they give us a tour, and we bring the video camera with us.
Yeah.
And we highlight why they chose to put their business in Worcester, how their business contributes to the Worcester community, either economically or culturally, putting people to work. So we've done 4 shows for Made in Worcester so far, and we hope to continue that progress.
What a cool idea for a show. So what are some cool things that are made here in Worcester that you guys have highlighted?
Horseshoes.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yep. Horseshoes are made by St.
The
Pierre.
game or the actual?
The game.
Wow.
Yes, they don't make horseshoes for horses. They make them for they make them for the game.
I didn't realize that those. Well, I guess I did realize that those were separate things. But
Yeah.
you'd think that they might be able to make the same.
Yeah, no, they have to be different. So yeah, I guess St. Pierre is the leading horseshoe supplier in the country for the game
Wow.
of horseshoes. We also we toured Sweet on Shrewsbury Street and got to have some delicious popcorn cupcakes. I'm sorry. Yep. What was the other company? We did Howard Products, and they make something called the shortening shuttle. And that is how many of the restaurants take care of their grease from their grease traps, I guess that's what it's called. Yeah. So this shortening shuttle is made so that they don't have to burn themselves when they go and take the grease out of the container and dispose of it. It's patented there. They're the only ones in the country that make it. And so many restaurants, chains, and mom and pops alike use a shortening shuttle.
That's incredible that there's all these cool things here in Worcester, and then you drive by these buildings, and this show actually gives you a chance to go inside the building, figure out what they do.
Because a lot of the buildings here in Worcester, you can't tell what they do inside from the outside of it. So that's what we are doing, is going inside and getting to know it.
And when does this air on a regular time, or is there when can people see this?
Well, the best way to see it right now is on the internet.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you go to worcesterma.gov and then go to channel 12 or the live and video archives section, you'll find the section for Made in Worcester, and you can view all 4 shows right there on the internet.
And can you talk about a little bit about the other show that you?
Worcester in Focus is our news magazine type show where we'll focus on several events that happen in Worcester and put them all together, and just go over basically what happened in the last month here in Worcester.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Very cool. So is that a monthly thing, or?
We try to make it monthly.
Excellent.
That's the goal.
So in your position, you do a lot of you film a lot of things, and then you also do the editing, right?
Yes,
is that
I do.
And how has that changed over the years?
A lot. You have to know how to work computers now.
Yeah.
And when I learned how to edit, it was not. It was not on a computer at the beginning.
What was?
It was decks. So we had big VHS. They weren't VHS. We used 3/4 inch in college. That's a type of media.
Yeah.
So we had 2 decks set up next to each other, and a board in front that had shuttles. And we moved the tape to the spot that we wanted.
Wow.
And we set ins and outs, and the decks would do everything. So you'd have one deck go on the left side that had your source material, and then you'd have a blank tape in the right side, and it would record onto the tape on the right side. But I don't do that
But now
anymore.
it's all on the computer.
Now it's on the computer.
Come along with. So I'm hearing the music in the background here. Bob, do we have time for a quick game? Quick game. All right.
I'll answer quickly.
We got to do the. So we're gonna go back to Melissa McCarthy.
Okay.
So you know who she is. Okay.
Yes.
Actually, you know what? I used the other job, so I don't really have any other.
Oh, that's
I guess
sad.
I can make it up on the spot. So was she a used car salesman? Was she a YMCA employee, or was she a librarian?
How about a YMCA employee?
You got it.
Yeah,
All right.
nice.
Well, thanks again for joining us for the working lunch, Jessica. We appreciate you coming on camera.
Thank
this
you.
time
It was
for us.
exciting to be on the side.
We'll see everybody next month. Thank you.
Take this job and shove it. I ain't working here no